Yo guys, we could see a Kaspa ETF. How could we see a Kaspa ETF? Well, here we go. One for one. Haha. Kaspa Kef, okay? This guy's talking about how we could see a Kaspa ETF in the US. It will cost 1 million big ones. $1 million. That's the small cost of a Kaspa ETF to get that application underway, and it may take 8 to 12 months. So there we go. That's how we can get a Kaspa ETF. Do we want this? You know, I've seen no talk besides this one tweet. I've seen nothing else since then. So if the community wants an ETF, we need to crowdfund it on Discord. We need to put a crowdfunder vote in the Discord of Kaspa. So do we want it? It's up to us. Do we want to fund this thing? Kaspa ETF. Is this what we actually stand for? Is an ETF what we stand for? Something that basically represents Kaspa. Buy the ETF and you're basically buying a paper slip that says, oh yes, I own Kaspa. It says right here. Like, come on. I mean, honestly, it's not worth, especially at this point. You know, when Kaspa rises 100 times the current price, 10 times the current price, reaches a few dollars, I'm sure a lot more people are going to have a lot more money, and this $1 million could be much more achievable, much more attainable than it is right now. So do I think we need an ETF now? Absolutely not. Once Kaspa reaches $10, then I think we could be in discussion to crowdfund an ETF. But it's really interesting that we have ongoing conversations with like some real official people. The FICAS, it's funny, CAS, but with the C. They're in discussion, undergoing conversation for ETPs in Europe. That's awesome. And it doesn't just stop at ETF, but Kaspa.Kef is also in discussion along with Kasplex with Circle. Okay, the Circle for USDC stablecoin launching on Kasplex Layer 2 for Kaspa in less than a month. So that's also huge that we're going to have stablecoins on Kaspa, like real stablecoins on Kaspa. The rails of Kaspa to integrate stablecoins couldn't be any better. To have such efficient small fees, there's not a better, more secure, more faster network and blockchain than Kaspa's block DAG. It's not just a linear chain, but it's a block DAG. You know, the technology behind Kaspa to run stablecoins could not be better. Not just stablecoins. All right, let's look over here now for a second. Kaspa on Ledger Live beta. Finally, you know, I have very mixed feelings with Ledger Live. So I love the development. You know, Kasplex putting their smart contracts out there. Finally, gonna hopefully get this Ledger integration, native Ledger integration. So currently, we've been running Kaspa. If you want to integrate it with Ledger, you have to use KasVault.io. But now looks like we're going to finally be able to get on Ledger Live. But like, you know, Ledger and I, we've ended our relationship. You know, I had the original like Ledger Nano, something like that. The really old one, the original. And they're dropping compatibility with it. Like they're not going to be updating. You're not going to be running updates through that old Ledger product anymore. That stinks because now I'm going to need to like buy another Ledger in order to get these like new updates. That's just awful. So, you know, I'm done with Ledger. I'm cool with Tangem. I love Tangem. Get your Tangem 10% off, promo code SCAPE. Of course, Kraken. Love Kraken. Best liquidity, best, safest exchange to buy Kaspa. Here's a promo code, PR code. Get yourself $75 by making a Kraken account and trading $200 worth of crypto. So you could like literally buy $200 of Kaspa or just fund the exchange wallet with $200 of Kaspa, sell it, buy it back. There you go. Make $75. I love that we're looking ahead with Kaspa. Kasplex, the smart contracts, you know, ETF, already getting that idea in people's heads that, okay, this is the way to get it. What we need to do, we're already have that conversation started with these people, really official people. And it doesn't just stop at ETF, but you have stable coins, a lot of ongoing discussion with stable coins as well. I mean, I could just look up here, USDC. Let's see what we find. Native USDC followed by a small scale bridge trial. So they're going to have an event in Circle's new HQ. That's wild. So they're really in talks with Circle and USDC, which is pretty cool. I respect that. But, you know, the whole stablecoin thing, it's definitely a hot topic of debate within crypto with the whole bill, you know, the big, beautiful bill for crypto. It's not that good. It doesn't actually help crypto as much as we think it does. So, you know, stablecoins are great, but it's actually the Genius Act. That's what it was with the whole stablecoins. But basically, stablecoins are now becoming the new CBDCs. You know, the thing we all have put every ounce of our soul against. CBDCs, the government-run stablecoins, and that's basically what stablecoins are currently becoming, because the U.S. government is trying to use stablecoins as a way to save the U.S. dollar. They're trying to get these stablecoins to be able to fund treasury bills, so the short-term U.S. government debt. Stablecoin issuers are going to be buying them now to fund the U.S. government. They're going to be buying them, and so now stablecoins are going to be very much just an extension of the U.S. dollar. So don't use stablecoins. Use them just like real briefly, and then buy your Kaspa, buy your Bitcoin, buy whatever the heck you want to do, but don't keep your money in a stablecoin, because money is just going to go right to the U.S. Treasury bills, and you're going to be earning a lot less if you hold in stake, for example, or just you hold and earn your passive whatever income with your stablecoins. Like for example, Coinbase allows you to earn with your stablecoins, Kraken as well, depending where you are in the world. But you would just earn more money if you just bought the treasury bills yourself, rather than using stablecoins as a way to earn that interest. That's the whole thing. And it's like, it's not just with stablecoin providers and issuers, but they're also going to be forcing like actual US companies to use these stablecoins and to buy them as a way to purchase treasury bills. So it's like, it's just all one big Ponzi scheme for the US dollar. And we already know what's happening with that. So this is just like their last ditch attempt to save the dollar, to save the US dollar, when we all know it's not salvageable at this point. It's just going to be constantly for the next 10 years on a massive decline. And that's pretty much where we are with the dollar. Like, yeah, there may be a little bit of a pump right here, especially with these the stablecoin bill going to be powering and be able to fuel a little bit more with the treasury bills for the dollar, and give it a little bit more confidence. Long term, we have a lot of room to fall, especially, you know, looking look at this macro trend here. We've been in an uptrend, and now it's starting to flatten out, and we're going to start going into downtrend in the next 10 years without any doubt. Like, look, from 2010 to almost 2030 here now, 2015 to 2024, 25, you know, it's basically 10 years, 10-year period of a lot of growth for the dollar, and that's all going to collapse in the next 10 years. And the next 10 years, it's all going to go to crypto, to Bitcoin, to Kaspa, all the good stuff, hard money, gold, you know, gold to gold, but something has to replace the dollar. And, you know, Bitcoin isn't going to do it, isn't going to cut it with their Lightning network, their centralized off-chain Lightning network that can't actually solve the scalability issues of Bitcoin. Absolutely not. It's not going to be digital cash through Lightning. No, it's going to be all on-chain, all self-custody, fully proof of work, you know, fully secure, just as secure as Bitcoin. It's going to be a Kaspa. Kaspa is going to be the cash, the new digital cash. We're going to absolutely see that, especially in the next 10 years, without any doubt. So that's what's up. That's what's up with Kaspa. So much in development. I can't wait. You know, with Egra is also a big, huge L2 that's in the works. Going to be aiming for the end of 2025, Q4 2025. So a lot of development in the works, and that's going to be so much adoption coming from that. And this is just the start. Okay, this is smart contracts without zero knowledge proof. Okay, so with zero knowledge proof, we're going to have trustless bridging. We're going to have seamless integration between smart contract layers. It's going to be incredible. That will be the end game for a smart contract, for base rollups with the zero knowledge proof. And Kaspa, thanks to what's his name, Michael Sutton, he was given an ETA for 1 to 1.5 years to release zero knowledge proofs along with Dagnite. It would be a simultaneous release of this massive development package for Kaspa. Dagnite protocol with zero knowledge proofs in 1 to 1.5 years. Wild. That's just wild. I cannot wait. And so of course I would expect like massive growth after that happens, but it's going to need some time. It's going to need some adoption. So I'm thinking probably 2 to 3 years from now. So give it like a year to be able to adopt that technology and to be able to use and apply that technology across crypto and across real world application. I would say the next 3 years, we're going to see ridiculous growth for Kaspa. I'd be surprised if Kaspa does not reach the top 3 in the next 3 years. Like, definitely doable. Of course, maybe big banks won't allow that. They're going to keep XRP up there. So that we could definitely aim for top 5, and that's what Jonathan Templinsky was also aiming for. He made a few posts arguing and supporting how Kaspa can absolutely reach the top 5, but it needs to change some certain ways of how it's run and try to like decentralize how it's marketed and Bitcoinize the way Kaspa is marketed. Jonathan is always sharing some really deep thoughts, and he was saying about the top 5. He thinks Kaspa can absolutely reach the top 5 very reasonably. I mean, we're talking about a time frame here with Dagonite and zero knowledge proofs within the 1 to 1.5 years. So I think Jonathan's also having a similar time frame. We're reaching the top 5. I think it could absolutely happen in the next 2 to 3 years, without any doubt. Top 5. That would put Kaspa at tens of billions of dollars, and by then, Kaspa entire crypto market cap is going to reach hundreds. I don't know how many trillions, but like tens of trillions. We'll see. Kaspa's going to reach. He's going to take a big, huge chunk of that market cap, and it could very well reach hundreds of billions of dollars by then. And that's like $10 per Kaspa is going to be very attainable, very reachable. It's going to reach 10, 20. Eventually, I think it's going to hit even higher than that. So long term, couldn't be looking better. And I'll definitely share my thoughts of where I think Kaspa got ahead, like long term. I'll be sharing some math behind market cap and price of comparisons with Kaspa and the global market cap of crypto, Bitcoin. If Kaspa captures a small fraction of this total crypto market cap, what price would it be at? And you would be surprised. So that's going to be a whole nother topic for another video. But for now, peace out.